Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about lumbar disc bulges, and I'm going to answer one of common questions that you've asked me in my channel: whether do I need surgery for my disc bulge or not? I have a special guest, Raminta, one of my online clients, who is going to talk about her injury because she ended up doing a surgery in 2019 and she done a microdiscectomy in her L4-L5, basically disc bulge, and she was in kind of like a severe amount of pain in that stage in 2019, but her surgery wasn't really successful to give her long-term relief, and she ended up having a consultation with me 12 weeks ago, and we start her plan and we got her going. Raminta has been getting treatment over the last 20 years because of her lumbar disc bulge and her back pain, and she was suffering with chronic lower back pain for quite some time, and she was getting different type of treatment before her surgery, like chiropractor, massage therapies, holistic medicine, and etc. And she couldn't find a long-term relief or plan that keep her going and help her to do things that she loves, like hiking and being outdoor and enjoying the nature. In this video, she's not going to only talk about her recovery and share with you guys how is she doing now, but she's also going to share with you a couple of very important tips at the end of this video. And she's going to answer your question, whether do you need surgery or not? Because in reality, surgery is for a very minority of people who has disc bulges, and you can get an answer about that in this video. Make sure to watch the video until the end. Leave me a comment if you have any question. I'll be happy to answer your question. In the meantime, if you find this video helpful, press that like button and make sure to subscribe my channel for my weekly update. Let's get started. Let's start with your own story, Raminta, because we've been working for 12 weeks now together, and I think it was a interesting, I suppose, start, because maybe you start with your own way of explaining it. What happened? What was why did you contact me initially? And we go from more questions. Would that be fair?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, as you know, I'm having a chronic pain for over 20 years, because the first time I consulted the doctors, I was 15.
I get you.
So less or more, it was up and down for 20 years continuously, always. And I tried many different therapies. I tried physios in my own country, and I tried physiotherapy also in the country with which one I'm living now.
Yeah.
I tried holistic medicine. I had a surgery, and at the end, I end up with the pain, which one was not treatable with nothing else than surgery. That was the year ago suggestion from the hospital where I am client.
Yeah.
I thought I cannot cut myself every 4 or 5 years, because at the end there is going to be nothing to cut anymore.
Yeah, because you had I suppose another surgery earlier on. Maybe let's go back to what happened before that surgery. Like, let's say you had that pain in your back, you were living with it for quite some time, and then when did you had your that initial surgery?
The surgery was in 2019. So that's 4 years ago.
Yeah, and you end up to do that was the only surgery that you had. And what was the kind of, like, I suppose, how did you end up to do the surgery?
The thing is that I was having my lower back pain continuously, and the only one treatment which one helped me was painkillers.
Got you.
So painkillers was going with me everywhere, and it wasn't just the light ones, it was pretty strong ones.
Yeah.
And I just thought I just need to live with it, because that's my body, that's my back, that's the pain I'm having. Nobody can fix it, and I just go with it, go with the flow.
I get to.
And it happened in one day. I was driving. I had to drive around 200 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, my back started to hurt really bad. And I came back home. I called my house doctor. I said, it's not good. If I'm sneezing or coughing, I have an awful pain in my back.
Yeah.
I cannot bend. I cannot stand straight. Nothing helps, something wrong. So they told me, yeah, just take it easy for a couple of days, take paracetamol, and it's going to be over.
Mm-hmm.
And keep on moving.
That's true.
So I thought maybe walk going to help. So I went outside.
Yeah.
And exactly half hour from the call I had with my doctor, I got a feeling in my leg down to my foot
Yeah.
that the left leg was on fire. It hurt so bad
Mm-hmm.
that I couldn't stand, I couldn't hold it anymore. So I
Got
called my
you.
doctor back.
Mm-hmm.
I said, something is really not good. My leg is on fire. I don't understand what's happening.
Got you.
So they made an appointment with a neurologist.
Mm-hmm.
I got appointment a month later than that happened. So I
Wow.
had to wait for 4 weeks.
Got you.
And they made MRI scan and they said, Raminta, you have a hernia.
Mm-hmm. Herniation, yeah.
And
Herniation. And do you remember
there
what
is
level was it?
L4, L5.
Yeah. Okay.
And I asked them, I said, what options do I have?
Mm-hmm.
Any exercises, anything else? What can help? They said, no, there is no other way, only this. Because back then I already had my drop foot. So I was walking,
Yeah, like kind of leaking.
I was just unstable,
Yes.
everything was disbalanced.
Yes.
And a week later, I got my surgery, and
Mm-hmm.
I was happy because I was pain-free.
Got you.
And I had no advices about exercising, about changing maybe lifestyle,
Got you.
maybe I know start doing something else. I asked them. I said, "Is there something? What should I know? Because this is my first surgery of my back."
I got you.
And I'm scared also, because the
Yeah.
pain was awful.
Yes.
And they just said, no, it's fine. You just can go on with your normal life, how you live,
Yeah.
and just continue.
Yes.
So I thought I'm gonna go on,
Yeah.
1 month, no sitting, no driving and stuff. I
Yeah.
followed those advices.
Yeah.
And 3 months after the surgery, I got the pain back.
Mm-hmm.
But this time it was the the right
Okay.
leg.
Yeah. Got you.
And I went back to the hospital. They made MRI again. They said, Raminta, you have, it's a recidive, the hernia, which when we cut
Mm-hmm.
out, it came back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we need to make a surgery again. So I was so also mentally unstable that this is happening to me,
Yeah.
that I said, no, I want to wait.
Yes. Yeah.
So I
Because that was
declined.
exactly after 3 months after the first
Yeah.
surgery, I suppose. Yeah. And reading that 3 months, I mean, you mentioned that they didn't give you any guideline. Okay, what do you have to do after the surgery? And they just say, okay, you just got to rest for 4 weeks, no driving and no walking, and then you can go back. And then I suppose it got bad again in 3 months, second MRI, and it was another kind of like reherniation, I suppose.
Yes.
And it was much more pinching the right side, I suppose, nerve root phenomena. Okay. And then they suggested you do another surgery, but you said that you don't want to do it and you rest waited. And then what happened after that, Raminta?
After that, I just was doing the exercises, which ones I Googled out myself.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Google is the win-winner.
I know. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I had a physiotherapist, which one was explaining me a bit what happened, because at the hospital I did not get an explanation. It was also Corona time,
Yes, of
so
course.
it wasn't that
Time was
easy
very
to get
limited.
in there.
Yeah.
And I was just, the pain got less.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, if I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing, it's just gonna be manageable.
Got you.
In 2021, I gave a birth for my daughter.
Yeah.
It was all fine. I was
Yeah.
super happy.
Yeah.
And a year later, I got my pain back again on my
Mm-hmm.
lower back.
I got
So
you.
I went back to the hospital. I said, guys, it's not fine.
Mm-hmm.
I have this pain again. It's going into both of my legs this time. And I said, yeah, do I need a surgery again, or how are we gonna do this? Where
Got you.
should I go?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got an MRI again. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of MRIs in my life.
I know.
And I got a call from my neurologist.
Yeah.
She said, Raminta, it's a hernia again.
Mm-hmm.
Same place. It
Yeah.
was a bit better. It got worse.
Yeah.
And we advise you to make a surgery.
Got you.
So panic in my life. I have two kids.
Yeah.
One is big, one is small. My husband
Yeah.
is working. I'm working.
Yeah.
You know what to do. I'm living in another country.
Very
It's
challenging.
totally, the system is different than I'm used to.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I need to go through that all over again. So I was really doubting. I said, I don't want a surgery, but I don't want to live like this,
Of
to be
course.
in fear, continuously in fear,
Yeah.
to be addicted to medication because of the pain.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
And I had to stop the things which ones I love to do. It was jogging, it was hiking, it was
Yeah.
swimming, just really my lifestyle. Everything was out.
Of course.
I was not even they told me high heels, don't do those things because it's not good. So a lot of things out of my list was
Of
completely
course.
gone.
Of course. Yeah.
And I went back to see my neurologist, and she said we can make the injection in your back,
Yeah.
which one may ease the pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, fine, this is my
Mm-hmm.
last chance. Let's try it. Maybe it's
Got
gonna
you.
work.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, I was already watching on Google, on YouTube,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for exercises, for stretching, because I was super stiff,
Of course.
but all over my body, my shoulders, my back, my legs, everything I was feeling like a stick, it was just not my body anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I went there back. They advised the injection. I did the injection,
Got you.
and it was not, I don't know what kind of results I supposed to get, but it wasn't nothing what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found a few physiotherapists on YouTube with advices, with
I
exercises.
got
And,
you.
I found you, and I
Yeah.
was keeping my eye on you for a couple of months.
I got you.
And I was thinking, he's this guy, the Bob,
Mhm. Yeah.
he's so sure of what he's saying, you know, how he's explaining things. And I was thinking, what does this guy knows what I don't? Because I'm the one who's 20 years in the pain. And
Yeah.
he's telling me, contact me, and maybe we can
Yeah.
go through this together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was, also skeptical, but also curious how
Yeah.
this can end up.
I know what I mean. Yeah,
And
but that's the part that I
then
think,
I texted you.
yeah, that's the part that I think a lot of people, I suppose, think, okay, how physio can be possible, even like online, yeah, or like the way that you think, okay, can I get better, etc. And I think is interesting to see it from your perspective, because you've gone through so much treatment, injection, surgery, a lot of things comes to your head. Okay, how can I get better? And at the same time, nobody give you anything extra to say, okay, you have other choices. It's just either surgery or you have to be in pain and take a painkiller. Okay, then yeah, I remember you sent me a message through I think Instagram, right?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay, and keep going.
And then I booked the first appointment with you.
Initial consultation. Yes.
Yeah, I sent my MRI pictures,
Yes.
and we had the 1 hour conversation online.
Yes.
And I remember I came back downstairs
Mm-hmm.
from my office to my husband. He was with kids,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, he asked me how it was. I said, I don't know. I don't believe that the person which will not gonna touch me
Yeah.
then you're going to the physician, you're expecting that they're gonna touch you, they're gonna ask you to bend and to do things,
Exactly. Yeah.
and
And
you
give you
can point, yeah, you can point where you have pain, so he's
yes.
gonna touch your muscles, he's gonna touch your body.
Yes.
And I said I don't know how this can work. So mm, I was super skeptical, and my husband was like, yeah, but what do you have to lose?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you have anything more to lose than
Mm-hmm.
pain? I
Yeah.
said no. So he said, just go for it, try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was, it was, the beginning was like, there is no way this is gonna work, and
Yeah.
the end is it's working.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. But this is good because I think, you telling people how you were thinking and how you were feeling
Yeah.
about the whole process, you know what I mean, initially. And how did you find the initial consultation, Raminta, like in regards to what we discussed? Because there's a lot of information goes gathered together on the initial consultation that we discussed about your case. And how was that, Raminta? Like, how did you find that?
It's new thing for me
Mm-hmm.
because, as I said, I had a lot of consultations, physical consultations. The online consultation was completely new thing for me, especially knowing that I'm not gonna see you. Maybe I will see you ever in my life. I hope,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
for
know.
sure. For sure.
But you showed me some examples how the program is working, so I could understand a bit how this is gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
And all explanation of that I need to send you videos, that you are available to get in contact whatever I needed,
Yeah.
questions,
Yes.
advices,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I have on my mind, that everything is possible to talk about.
Yes.
And so that gave me the clue that he knows what he's doing, but
Perfect.
I still know how it's gonna work.
Works exactly because I think you had some question in regards to your pain as well, and the question was that where actually how come the pain actually hasn't got better? That was one of the questions that you had initially. How did you find that? Because we discussed about your pain as well, like pain education in regards to okay, where the pain coming from, especially in your case, which was like long term, like chronic pain. Um.
What I did not mention also, that the beginning of 2023, I was diagnosed also with the depression.
Yes.
So, and also the what they call a syndrome of Tietze. It's the
Mm-hmm.
pain in your chest.
Yes.
I had a massive panic attacks. So it was one big bubble, the cocktail of everything, and a lot of fear in my life that
Yeah.
the pain gonna come back and it's gonna be bad again, and what's gonna happen. You
Yeah.
get all those crazy scenarios in your head, and you
Of course.
cannot get them out of your mind because it's just there. You
Fear.
continuously thinking about that, how this is
Yeah.
gonna end up. So for
Mm-hmm.
me it was awful. And then I accepted that I need some changes in my life, and that
Mm-hmm.
I need a routine, and that I need to understand and how to listen to my body. Then was the moment then my pain started to fade a bit, that
Mm-hmm.
I should not panic, because the more I was panicking, the worse it was getting.
I get you.
It was daily couple of weeks, I think. First, I must say 4 or 5 weeks of learning to understand what my body's saying
Yep.
and to accept that some things I cannot do and I just should not push myself
Yep.
and just to trust the process.
Exactly.
That I did not have in my life before because I needed the results now, today, tomorrow,
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
see it, I need to feel it.
That's a very
And
valid
that was
point. Yeah. That you
that
mentioned.
was my mistake,
Yeah, but
of pushing myself.
the fact is that I think, you're really pinpointing a very valid point for a lot of people with chronic pain is that, that first you mentioned about that, you didn't have a routine that measure what you do or even shows you how much you do. And second was that your expectation of pain was either it should be painful or no pain at all. It was nothing in between. That
No,
like a lot of people with chronic pain or pain, they want immediate zero pain, and sometimes zero doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It's not realistic to be zero. You know?
it's true. And also, what you mentioned, that no pain or pain, there is nothing in between.
Yeah.
That's all it's a huge trip to go and to understand that it's never gonna be no pain and that you're always gonna be in between. It's just gonna be less or more.
Yes.
Also, it really depends on your lifestyle. So
Actually.
that's that understanding of pain, I think, for everyone is different because I thought that I'm not sensitive for pain because I had a lot of accidents in my life, I had many surgeries. I gave a birth for 2 kids, so
Yeah.
it's the way I understand the pain. I thought that I just can manage.
Yes.
But in the long term, then that pain becomes your daily trigger of the things which ones you cannot do, or that you're doing everything in pain. You can do everything, but whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna hurt,
Yeah.
So then you have it for all years. At the end, it's just you get tired of that,
Of
and then
course.
you also not only your body is unstable, but also your mind. So that's what happened to me.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what happened to me. I went to the doctor and they said, "Yeah, Raminta, you have a burnout." I said, "I don't believe in burnout because I don't have time for that. I have 2 kids, work, I have family, I have house, husband, I don't believe in that. Help me."
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to listen to your body.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really
But I think one of the things that, they didn't, I suppose you haven't got it before we start your routine was that, okay, understanding of, okay, you can actually be active and you can do certain things such as this and this, and then the road of progression, how it's going to be look like, you know what I mean? And giving you some expectation of your progress, because some people looking at progress as a very quick change, you know what I mean? And some people think, okay, I have to fix something before I'm progressing, you know what I mean? There's a different type of, thoughts come to your mind based on your information and clarity about your injury. But I think one of the things that was clear, I think over time, was that you kind of start to trust your body much more. And I think, why do you think that, how that trust comes, Raminta? How do you find that? Like, how do you find the program that kind of give you that, like, or what else help you in that?
The good thing which one I did in the beginning was that I really checked the people who were your clients before, and that I wasn't the only one who's going through this, that it's a daily thing for millions of people, and you are not
Alone.
somehow special to go
Yeah.
through that on your own,
Yeah.
alone.
Of course.
Not a forever thing. But the idea that the end result should be positive was really letting me to go the fear away, you know, that my fear would fade away of I was scared to bend. There was some exercises where I needed to bend, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember I was texting you that I'm scared because if I
Sure, I
if
should
I
bend. Yeah.
if I visualize it, you
Yeah.
know, the hernia I have should pop out
Yeah.
by precisely doing that exercise. So in my head, a lot of things didn't make sense. A lot of exercises didn't make sense because this is not good. This is giving me pain. This is giving
Yes.
me tension,
Yes.
you know. But I just trusted my body to that I need to let that fear to just let it go. So to see a result, and it was super small steps in the beginning.
Yes.
And the moment then I really trusted myself in what I'm doing, concentrating on my breathing, then was that point where I could really make a huge step and to feel I started to feel how my body's changing, how my
Mhm.
muscles are moving, you know,
Mhm.
how my breathing is changing,
Yeah.
how I'm walking.
Yeah.
So the beginning is really
Challenging.
uh,
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna give up in the beginning, you know, you're never gonna get at the end result.
Yeah, consistency. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I think, you got to look at it that the beginning is always like that. If you have a chronic pain, because you've been living in a little bit different perspective and habits, for 15 years or more, even longer, you know what I mean? And you've collected a lot of information about your body and your back based on information that you got from your doctor, your consultant, Google, what Bob video says, everything become like a kind of like a collection of
Yeah.
information, and you create some sort of beliefs out of that based on your understanding,
Yeah,
and
of course.
and the tricky part of that is that when you judging pain with movement, like let's say you mentioned about bending, that's a very common thing that like literally everybody with chronic back pain does. They try to avoid that because it makes them to get sore, right? But in reality, just to give you a perspective, can you be a human being and not bend?
Probably not.
No, I mean generally, like you're gonna end up doing something that you need to bend, in a day-to-day living. Like not even we talk about lifting, but like bending is a very natural movement of your body that has to happen, very regularly. And if you don't do it, you have to compensate it with something, right? Which means you gotta stiffen up all the back muscle. You're gonna not really utilize your a lot of muscle group in your back, your hip, your legs, because you just sit differently, you're walking differently, and you do everything differently, right? Now, those habits has to gradually be molded with different things, and you start to feel pain, obviously, because you haven't done them for a long time. When you start to do, like initially, when we were looking at your videos of you doing, let's say, basic stuff, you were seeing that it was very challenging for you to actually bend your back in a very,
Yeah.
very moderate level, right? But then it was not like in that stage, it wasn't like a voluntary, even decision. It was just like locked because you've been locking them for a long time, and that was the conversation that we had, that he wouldn't be able to just like be changed just like that overnight. You have to be patient with it and you have to go slow with it. Yeah. Okay. And keep going. I don't want to interrupt your conversation. Keep going. Okay. Then what happened after a couple of weeks? Because I think, we had a couple of weeks of, you were having very small steps. And then what happened?
And then it was a huge step that I thought that I'm feeling good. I feel
Mm-hmm.
confident about my body. I feel
Mm-hmm.
that uh, the basic exercises that I'm doing them, my body is not vibrating anymore. It's not.
Mm.
It's I can feel like if I'm doing a squat,
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely in balance. My
Able to
body
do.
is in the middle of my legs, you know, it's not on one side or not on another side.
Yeah,
I can move it from my legs. I can feel the power in my body, you know, that specific parts.
exactly.
So then I thought, okay, this is feeling good. You know, I should really try to do things a bit on my own, like to make my walks on tempo, you know,
Yeah.
to take my bike out, maybe go
Mm-hmm.
for a swim, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Then it was that big step. Then it felt really okay. And the next day, then I was awake. I did not had any pain. I did not had any stiffness.
mm-hmm,
There
mm-hmm.
was just, of course, I
Bumps
feel
on the
always
toe.
something, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
but it was totally manageable. And the moment then I was forgetting that I should be aware of lifting, that I
yeah.
should be aware of doing things, you know, just normal, let's say household vacuuming the house or
Mm-hmm.
lifting or whatever, you know.
Exactly.
It became super easy to do because my body wasn't keeping me away from the things which ones I wanted to do in a normal way, you know.
Yes.
So if I want to lift up something or I want to bend, I was just doing it. Of course, still trying to keep my body safe in a safe zone, you know. I think
Yes.
is gonna be forever thing for me.
Yes.
But I was available to do it without having a fear that my hernia gonna pop out, you
Yes, of
know, and
course.
that I'm
Yeah.
gonna be back to the surgery table, you know. That was
No.
not good for me.
Yeah, yeah. And just
So
physical part of it is one thing, but mentally is a huge thing that you start to take a different picture.
the then I called you, then I texted you, and then we had the conversation, you know.
Yeah.
My goal was not to live pain free. My goal was to get rid of the fear.
Yes, of course.
That was my I have a double win now, you know. My fear is gone and
Absolutely.
my pain is absolutely manageable in
Day-to-day living.
all in possible ways. I'm back on doing the things which ones I love just within couple of months, you know. And it was a year's struggling with everything.
I get you.
So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I suppose there's a lot to go reading the details, what you've done, etc. Raminta, for people who listen to this video, what do you think really helped you the most? Like, if you maybe make a couple of points of tips that you can share with people, what would that be?
um first of all, don't quit. If you start, it's a long way, but don't quit it. Just go for it. The end result gonna surprise you.
Excellent.
Second thing is trust your body, and you really need to take time to listen to your body, to learn to know your body, to hear it out. What is it saying to you? To feel it. And third thing is don't hold yourself back to connect Bob, because he really
Thank
knows
you.
what to do,
Thank you.
how
You're
to
very
help,
kind. You're very kind.
and and don't hesitate for that kind of for the online treatments. You know,
I know what I mean.
it's a skeptical, but it really works if you wanted to that it would work.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but I mean, that's I'm delighted, Ravinta, because I think, like, I mean, people might probably not see the exact image of what has happened, over a couple of years to yourself and like, what you've been going through. But the fact is that right now, I think you have some sort of like, routine that you do day to day, and you have built a very good consistency with your routine, and you have started to do much more than before, and
Yeah,
you slowly gradually, like, you were sending me some picture of hike the other day, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, which is like, for me, is a huge progress, because you do things that you don't think about it anymore, and you just do them,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, autopilot, and that's a huge progress. I think as you mentioned, the first few things that consistency is the key, with no doubt. And
It
second
is.
thing is that every single person is different, and they have a different story and different life habits. You know what I mean? Those habits
Yes.
are hugely crucial for their recovery, to understand what they're actually doing, how they're holding themselves, how they breathe, how they move, and how they basically do their day-to-day living stuff. And by understanding those things, they have a much more, I suppose, a faster recovery in comparison to somebody who just follow a boxy treatment, because there's a lot of good exercises out there. I share a lot of exercise with people on my channel, but the fact is that exercise and movements are definitely crucial for recovery, but understanding of your pain and understanding what you have to do, I think,
Yeah.
is hugely helpful with your recovery. And plus, having somebody to sometimes be able to answer your question, you know what I mean, rather than you searching. Because I don't understand everything, I don't know everything, and I'm still learning, you know what I mean? And that's why you have to know that I don't know everything, but as far as I can understand, I can help you. That would be a very quick, I suppose, quicker and simpler way of explaining things, because sometimes the things that you read on Google or YouTube, they're not very digestible, if that makes sense.
Yeah, as I told you also a few weeks ago, if all this information, how much I got from you, that's the main thing probably. All what I know and everything what I learned within these couple of months, if I knew this back then, 2019,
Yeah,
it's a big chance that I never went for that surgery.
I know what I mean. Yeah.
So, it's really it's a huge thing in your life to get a chance to work with people like you,
Thank
which
you.
one has
You're very kind.
patience and which one can really give you explanation on most of the things what happening with your body.
Thank you.
So
You're very kind. You're very kind, Raminta.
my compliments.
You're very kind. You're very kind. Listen, I'm delighted with your results. Thank you again for sharing your experience. And I suppose, is there anything else that you'd like to share, Raminta?
Just go on and don't quit.
Thanks again. Thanks again. I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you're suffering from lumbar disc bulges, I believe you do have a chance to recover. And if you never try, you never know. It took Raminta over 20 years to find the right pattern of exercise and daily routine. Besides, she got much more clarity and information about her injury and her pain. Pain education is a huge part of our consultation, and you will learn much more about your body, and you would understand why sometimes you can be sore, but it does not always mean you're damaging something and you have to mind it. In some cases, your body needs more stress, and that stress can come from some sort of activity and movement, and we prescribe that routine in our online consultation, and we educate you step by step how to progress, where to start, and how you can modify your day-to-day living. If you need further assistance, you can always book an online consultation with the link below, and I'll be more than happy to help you and get you started right away. If you find this video and information helpful, press that like button and make sure to subscribe my channel for my weekly update. Until next week, all the best.